Hey guys! Yoo-hoo. Before I get into anything, Murati's feet are not dirty. Look at her hands, her fingers. It's like the signs of corruption. And you know, all those years, thousands of years of voodoo magic going on. Anyways, moving on. Hey guys, we are here with the Proving Grounds beta, the new experimental mode, as they call it, the Creative Assembly, which is currently in public access, beta access on Steam. If you're not familiar, you can always check it out. To get it going, you pretty much need to go to your properties on your Warhammer 2, and under the betas you have to put 1.8.4 version. Keep in mind, this is not the main game. Most of these things will probably never see the light in the main game, and I have a feeling these things can just get patched randomly without any warning, so you know, don't get too invested into the campaigns in this mode as well. It's more about, you know, science than actually, you know, trying to play and enjoy the game. You know, getting just imagine it like an unpolished overhaul mode that will provide you a different experience depending on the, you know, current version. It is pain in the ass converted between this one and the main game. Wish there was like, you know, like you have this in this thing here. If you sometimes click it, you know, like the laboratory should be like the Proving Grounds, so you don't have to change versions of the game all the time. It's definitely gonna be a hassle. So if you do change it, you're kinda gonna get stuck with it, you know, to try it a bit. We went through the changes on a previous video. This is part 2. Part 1 was just went through some of the, you know, preliminary stuff. Went through the blog, so-called, you know, the patch notes. Not really a patch, you know, just the changes. You know, some would look good, some would look bad, but you can't really know which is which until you see it in the campaign, how it goes. We are not really starting a real campaign here. We're just gonna be doing some science. I said we're gonna be planning about 2 campaigns. Just check the early game for 70 turns or so. It really depends. These campaigns can end at any moment. If anybody in the chat now or later asks what happened to that campaign, you know, why are we playing this campaign? We're doing science right now. We're not really playing a campaign. We're just seeing, you know, this experimental experiencing things. After these 2, you know, test runs are done, I might decide to do a full campaign with it, one of the milestone campaigns. We have M31, M32 and M33 open. Those are gonna be happening soonish. And if you guys have a Man of the Month request, you could even Man of the Month request one of the factions in this experimental mode if you wanna see, you know, how that would go. I decided to go in the deep end from the start. I'm not gonna pick one of the easy factions like, you know, Reichland or the Vampire Counts. I'm decided to pick Clan Angrund with 1000 upkeep Belegar and see how that goes. This is going to be the first of the 2. The second one is going to be one of the evil factions. Anyways, it's pretty much Clan Angrund, just with a bunch of changes. We'll talk more about it as we experience in the game. As you can see, they renamed the difficulty system. There's a lot of changes in the game. They're trying to change the flow of the campaign. Like the legendaries was already pretty slow, even for the experienced players, depending how safe they want to play. But it feels like they made it even slower. We haven't played yet, so we can't really tell for sure, but it feels like they want to make it even slower. It says here, the slower paced all war with expensive recruitment and construction, increased AI buffs, manual saves not allowed in campaign, orders can be issued when the battle is paused. From what we experienced from the past and what we see here, we can tell that for sure the biggest changes here will be the recruitment costs, construction costs, how much money you are getting, income. So you're getting less money, things are more expensive, but also in the middle you have no supply lines on your armies, so the upkeep will not just increase as you get more military. It says on the faction menu the Belegar is 50% more upkeep until you get Karakate peaks, but they made it actually for this purpose of this mod 4%. There's actually a lot of these things they did not really keep in mind related to various faction mechanics, technologies, races. They did not keep a lot of these things in mind related to the growth and the economy. But these things can get polished over time. So as Karak 8 peak, as Clan Angrund in this proving grounds, we have 40% extra upkeep until Karak 8 peaks are captured. So it makes it even tighter, so we're gonna have to rely on the ghosts even more. And look at this, 1000 upkeep on Belegar. 1000. That's one hell of an expensive dwarf. 1000 shekels per turn for this beautiful dwarf. Okay. So, Clan Angrund. They do start in a little bit slow, but it's a dwarf faction. Dwarves are very powerful. So don't underestimate the heroes, and don't give the enemy, you know, breathing room. Just grab them by the balls and don't let go. We'll see how the economic changes affect the greenskins. This faction basically has to deal with a lot of greenskins, and it's harder to deal, kind of harder to deal with the greenskins because we actually all in the middle of 3 greenskin factions, and you still have to go into the Badlands as well. So you get some options here, but really I see, you know, going Karakate Peaks as a suicide, not really safe. You know, I'm not a person, you know, to do a gamble and then restart if it fails. I like to go for a safe play. Sometimes you have no options, like when you play Crooked Moon, you just have to go for something, and if it doesn't work out, you're gonna be dead later on. You know, like you've seen in the last 2 Crooked Moon campaigns. But Dwarves is a bit different, because Dwarves, you know, are a good faction like the Greenskins, which are garbage. So they have a lot of more room, you know, for setbacks and mistakes, and the things not going your way. We do start with 4 very powerful heroes here. The first thing to do in this campaign, since they're all adjacent, it's not going to cost us any movement here. But even if they ever change this, you could always just click this first. But this is how the game actually works. I just put everybody into the army.
It shall be done.
Not sure if there's actually ever any order regarding these things. So we have all 4 heroes in the armies. They do have unique traits, so they don't take slots. They have extra attributes. They're all unbreakable. They start with some followers. Not all the time. It looks like King Loon Ironhammer has Archivist. And going for the Broken Nose here, before they actually get anything. This faction also should rely on diplomacy with any factions that could hate the Greenskins. Start with a non-aggression military access with Karak Hien. Only thing is we don't even know about Karza Karak.
Yet, make your proposal. My Longbeards grumble, so make it quick. Nigh.
Okay.
to war. Make your proposal.
This is raid as well.
Who called?
Greetings, stranger.
Get a military access. The money is very important to this faction, so you should try to get some for every deal if possible.
As you say, sir.
You're gonna be increasing your treasury while your income is gonna be very limited until you get more provinces or the Karakate peaks. The building I want to get here is the Copper Mountain. Provides garrison 2 iron breakers, super powerful. This is the best building Clan has. Just click this button, and you know, there's a thing we can just go for here. We can go for a tier 1 ranger building. It's funny how this building is tier 1 and still takes 3 turns to build. I wonder if they actually thought of this, you know, when they put this building down here. I think that's like an oversight. This building should have taken probably 1 turn to build, or not, if not 2 turns. 3 turns for this building seems like an oversight, because this is unique to the Clan Angron. This tier 1 building should not take 3 turns to build. Should just change this to 2 or even 1 turn. So we do need some dwarf warriors, and we do need some range. Crossbows dominate, and the dwarf warriors, you know, protect the crossbows. But before we do that, we'll underway Belegar towards Karak Buvdar. This is that taking the initiative. The player acts first in the turn. The whole system of replenishment, recruitment, construction is to be taken into mind regarding this. You know how the replenishment works. So what does this mean? It's currently the turn 1, and you click the end turn. It's not turn 2. Other factions have to do their turn. It's still turn 1. Which means if somebody gets smacked on that turn, they got immediately replenished when turn 2 starts, because you are acting first in the turn. Will also depend also on the order of factions as well, because there's an order of factions too. But don't really get confused when you see people getting replenished immediately, because all replenishment happens at the start of the turn, and you are first in the turn. Replenishment doesn't happen when Karak Non gets their turn. The replenishment happens when your turn starts, for you and for the AI, for the other factions. This is one of just many things to keep in mind.
Grudge bearer.
So we are acting first, and we basically have 1 turn advantage because of this. And this is just a perfect example where you going first, you get that huge advantage before they recruit 14 units in 2 or 3 turns, because you know you can't really keep up with the recruitment in the beginning. They just outnumber you, outmatch you most of the time as well, depending what faction you play. So if you don't grab that initiative in the beginning with some factions, you just fall behind. And this is a faction where you want to grab that initiative immediately. So that's why we're going just aggressive here.
Seeking vengeance.
These heroes are very powerful, and do not underestimate them. Is a good idea to get rid of the hammer units? Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. The moment you can recruit the dwarf warriors, the moment you get the dwarf warriors, just get rid of the hammers. It's a pretty good unit here in the beginning, but you can afford for this faction. Better to get 3 units of dwarf warriors.
Yes.
450 upkeep, huh? What's that base upkeep? 300. So the upkeep is currently increased by 50%, 40 from the Clan penalty and 10% from the difficulty. You can see here the unchanged base upkeep. On legendary difficulty, upkeep is 10% increase, so you pay 330. There are no supply lines, so it's pretty much going to be it. It's not gonna be increasing much. There are sometimes events or other things increasing upkeep, like the grudge meter for the dwarves. I don't think we should be getting this, because the range of building is tier 1, and we just need to waste the money here. But we should still try to get some dwarf warriors, or we can just drop this and get start building the walls immediately. Sometimes the skull takers might just threaten you a bit. You just start have a list of 5 enemies, you know, it's might be, you know, RNG. It might be RNG, but the skull takers might just get eliminated by
Set aside my studies
Balthazar
for a
Guild.
moment to hear your words. Indeed.
I think get trade with him immediately. I think he will just delete the skull takers. So we don't. I'm not gonna remove this and start building the walls immediately. Maybe I should. Who knows what's gonna be? I'll just better save than sorry, right?
True king
We're
of
probably gonna get the recruitment building here anyways. This faction acts before the skull takers, so they're probably gonna attack them if they have the moment. We didn't need to get these iron breakers. Worst case scenario, we can just recruit miners. We don't really need this building in the capital. It's pretty bad to keep it in the capital. We need the gate. We need a gate, and we need some money. Maybe even consider some artillery. The garrisons will fight off the rebels. One thing to notice also, guys, there is no public order penalty, which means rebellions pretty much gone for most part. Which also means it's a good and a bad thing. It's a good thing because it will lower the tedium. Rebellions really increased in difficulty to people who, you know, had any idea, I mean, had brain cells to deal with them, and basically just giving advantage. But over time, you know, I don't mind dealing with 10, 20 rebellions in a campaign, but when you have to deal with more than that, and it's not really beneficial to your current predicament, and it's just causing tedium, you know, it's a really bad thing. So, no negative public order from difficulty. Which will be definitely more convenient. Inconvenient isn't does not mean hard. And you know, knowing when the rebellion happens, you know, it's in a way abusable. And sometimes, you know, it's just gonna take to your advantage. But you know, this one of just things when on high difficulty strategy games, when you know, learn about it and you can use it, you know, to your advantage. So it will be interesting to see how this goes. This is a campaign mind guide. This is not an update of the game. This is not a patch of the game. This is just experimental mode. Just treat it like an unpolished overhaul for the current you know, main game. Does not mean any of these things will end up in the game. But you knowing the sheep on Reddit, they're probably gonna implement no supply lines and no negative public order from difficulty. And who knows, you know, how that will go over time. But you know, get used to it. You know, big changes do happen every now and then. You know, Warhammer 3, it's almost like they want to do some drastic changes before Warhammer 3, because they want to prepare people for more drastic changes. Because Warhammer 3 probably gonna be shaking the game again. And you know what happens when Warhammer 3 releases. The Warhammer 2 is gonna be dead. We're not gonna start it ever again unless they really fuck up with Warhammer 3. But you know, one thing is sure, we never really started Warhammer 1 after the Warhammer 2 got released. It was just a dead game, uninstall. So people are expecting the same thing to happen to Warhammer 2 when Warhammer 3 get released. Because it's basically just, you know, a big DLC which you just have to buy separately. AAA $60 DLC premium cost. Of course, the ethical thing, you know, would be that when you buy Warhammer 3, that you get both Warhammer 2 and 1. But you know, we're not living in an ethical world.
Revenge incarnate.
It doesn't make sense to make it cheaper. Just put Warhammer 1, Warhammer 2, the part of Warhammer 3. That would be the, you know, to gain the crowd's favor. But the corporate, you know, just probably like, Danny? Dan's game? Giving stuff for free? Not charging 60 bucks for 5-year-old stuff? You crazy? It's all money. Those corporate suits, you know, they need to pay somehow for those suits. So technology, we're getting the usual Volifier. It's just a really strong opening. The Crossmen are your top killers. One day when they remove the melee defense from difficulty, melee will be, you know, viable as top killer as well. Or an infection which really have to go melee, you know, range is king.
To battle.
Okay, let's see how this goes. Turn 1 complete. Hey Dick, bro. I feel like if the EA or Bethesda were running the series, we would have had at least the Army Painter. But then, if you want to like evil, you know, the colors, all the colors from the Warhammer world, like Teclis Blue, Evil Sun's Red, whatever, you know, the colors are named. Each color will probably cost like 30 bucks. You want to paint your guys to look differently. I think if you underway just next to the city, they actually sell you out, so you get extra battle. That was probably for the best. But you take a little bit extra damage.
Ancestors hear us.
What the hell? Not 50-50? What is this voodoo magic mambo jumbo? There have been no changes related to the battles. No changes to the battles, and I feel like we should almost auto-resolve this, but having a really bad experience in the past, you know, seeing one of my heroes going poof. But they're immortal now, right? They're immortal now. Do you think they change any of the auto-resolve? I mean, it's a science campaign, might as well auto-resolve and see what happens. Wow. I could not have done this better myself. Auto-resolve works. Yeah, get me this and get me this. We move next turn. Okay, this is good here.
I stand defiant.
Move, march. How am I actually strong at these guys? I think we just got rid of all thing they had, so I think we're not gonna waste any money. Money is gonna become tight in the beginning. Money is really important with this with these changes. We should not be wasting just this to get some security.
My lady informs me that I must.
That auto-resolve was pretty much the best resolve I could have had that in the manual battle. That's like totally acceptable. That was like pretty much almost the same I would have there if I was doing the battle myself. And I would know, I've done tens of thousands of battles. I'm definitely disbanding hammers, but I'm taking the volts first.
Yes. It shall be done. Belligar.
So we're going very aggressive here, as you can see. Just get rid of the broken nose. The strategy used to be like just smash the broken nose and smash crooked moon. Make sure these guys are dead as well, one by one. All kill the greenskins and take, you know, Karakit picks eventually. I don't think we play Clan Angun since they introduced Clan Nation though. It's currently -3 there.
Waiting.
Huh. It's almost like these guys have come here to harass. Why is it a -3?
Deepwood Guardian.
This character is lowering the public order by 1. And it says here it's 3. There must be some other characters in the region.
Stop that!
Grudge bearer.
Beastmen are in Stalia. Very strange. There should be 1 negative public order, not 3.
Ever watchful.
There might be some reason we are not really see right now. We'll keep an eye on it. Usually those negative stuff worked accordingly before. Better.
I ain't doing that.
Characters -2. But this guy might have a trait which lowers public order in province. So he's going like -2 and this guy is giving -1. And there is something we actually don't really see right now.
And what can the Dawi do for you on this fine day? What?
Deliver your message.
Fine?
Yeah. When Carstens declare war on Black Venom. Oh my god, is Vlad traveling south? Skull Tigers got destroyed as expected. This is one of the first factions to die. I'm on the fence as well. On the fence as well. We just started, but I can tell you, I'm gonna be on the fence already. So it's -2 because of our 2 taints here.
Belligar Ironhammer.
Some scouting there. I'll just get activate hero abilities first. Some of these are very important. These things do stack. Yeah. They removed the public order penalty from the difficulty so that the skill is less valuable on the taints, but it still provides you a line of sight in the province faster by having people happier. Not having the balance at Kara Kaiser is gonna feel very strange. It's almost like you're playing on normal difficulty or something. Is King Gloom the guy the Sigma 7 got Galman from? No, it was the High King of the time. I forgot his name, but it's not King Loon. I'm doing a little bit of damage here, so auto-resolve here would be a little bit pushing it, but we'll do it anyways. Minus got killed, who cares? Acceptable result in as well, because I would disband the minus anyways. Now we can get rid of the hammer. These battles are incredibly easy in the beginning because the heroes, they just can't do anything, they have no units. I would just take an auto-resolve. I would probably auto-resolve this every single time unless we get additional battles for a follow-up. I think you can actually get 2 battles here in the beginning if you just underway next to the city. We disband the hammers now. The broken nose are gone, skull takers are gone, 2 less enemies already for the Clan Angrund.
True king.
They haven't changed anything for the bells. These changes are mainly for the campaign. You know, but you can't but help, you know, to question things. What, you know, got Ninja changed that they were not in the patch notes. Okay, I'll go inspiring presence. Hey, Colin. The growth is gonna be really bad for dwarves now. Kurgan, yeah, I think so. Powder gear is stronger than ever then. We should get technology for growth and technology for above the commandment as well. Well, I don't want to start another vampire campaign and see this disappointment. But Von Kar's campaign is soon. Should be within the next couple of weeks. If not, you know, out of the blue. 1700 income, huh?
You have a proposal? We are willing.
Fool's
They
action.
give me military access, but they don't give me trade. Sure, your armies can pass here, but trade? No. Just joking. No, need a little bit more relations. Then I know what's wrong. But still, it's, you know, it's a little bit messed up, right?
Yes.
And they are the border princes. They are basically the mafia, that controls the banks and all the ports. And they don't want trade, huh? Don't want free money. I'm gonna get a farm here.
Ready.
4 recruitment slots. What? Aha, we get it from Copper Mountain. Copper Mountain is so good. Copper Mountain is so damn good. Look at this beauty. What do you guys think when they revert the greenskins? Are we gonna get a bunch of landmarks like the Copper Mountain in every 3rd greenskin settlement province? I think not, but would be nice, would be fun if we actually get some proper greenskin landmarks. Not just piles of shit, literally.
True king of 8 peaks.
Miners are a multiplayer unit, or unless you're desperate. So they're never worth considering. Look at that 950 recruit on the Dwarf Warriors. The battle loot has been lowered, but this is irrelevant to Warhammer 1 factions. The CA probably doesn't know this because they have the don't have the scaling on the battle loot as the Warhammer 2 factions. They're gonna figure it out probably by Warhammer 3. Getting less battle loot, it doesn't matter. Dwarves have the worst battle loot. Dwarves, you know, they get quality shit, you know. They don't loot the battlefields, really. They just get minimal money from the battles. Usually just when fighting chaos or when fighting like elite armies from other factions late in the game. So the bad loot early for dwarves is almost irrelevant. Even the nerf on it doesn't really matter. But we definitely need some dwarf warriors. We definitely need some dwarf warriors. And what we also need is more crossbows. We're going to actually need this thing here, the Ranger Outpost. Costs 2000 shekels. This doesn't have the price of a tier 1 building or the duration of a tier 1 building. This definitely is messed up for a tier 1 building. Should be something like this. Let's you know, always, you know, been feel out of place that building. So I would have to cancel this too to start building the also the Ranger Outpost. Right now we don't really have any enemies. We're actually surrounded by future friends. The Landscrier could cause grief. The Black Venom could cause grief. And there is also Crooked Moon there. The best thing to do is just get rid of these Gnitskins in the area, hug and kiss with everybody else in the area. Just make sure they're, you know, not infected first. I mean, give them all the non-aggression pacts and everything so they don't attack you. And then go into the Badlands. Be friendly with everybody. Preferably through the Dwarven emissaries, Dwarven diplomats, get it extra relations. They used to work on all the factions here. All the factions used to be easy game, easy life with Clan Nagrand for diplomacy. So cheaper range units, 5%. That 5% actually matters a little bit more than it used to. The recruitment costs in the main game are a joke. This is the one of the things they could adjust, especially on a higher difficulty. They should increase the recruitment costs. And then we get ammunition for the missile infantry, and then reload times improvement for the missile infantry as well. These two are very powerful technologies for the crossbows. The fact you just go into it without, you know, getting anything special is just a little bit too good. We're gonna be getting rangers, because there's really no point to keep this building once we get the dwarf warriors, and just wasting money to get to upgrade it for the quarters. Just get the rangers on tier 1, remove this once you get dwarf warriors. You could also just get a quarterless if you know feel weird using the rangers, because you know you're gonna use them the same way you use quarterless and not really use them, you know, like the rangers supposed to be used. Like, how the fuck do we even know how the rangers supposed to be used? Use them, you know, however you want to use them. Stalk against the artillery, already better than the quarters. The craziest thing that can happen, multiple stakes beelining for Kara Kaiser, Zarkzil, especially the mutinous Gits, and of course random people declaring war.
Zulrikas! Lord of the Angrund!
I feel like now that they removed the difficulty penalty for the public order, they should put a tax slider, because -4 on the tax is like, you got money, you get no money. There should be a tax slider which, as you increase, you get more money. It should be like between 100 and 115. So on, or maybe even lower, between like, slider should be between 80 and 110. Let me keep it balanced, 80 and 110. If you put it to 80, you get negative only 2 public order, but you get 20% less money. If you keep it at 100, you get 100% money, but get negative 4 public order. Then as you increase it from 100 to 110, you get more money, but more negative public order to like negative maybe 6 or 8. So this actually makes a little bit more sense with the taxing. So between -2 and -8, while default should be -4, tax slider should be implemented to the game for sure. Especially with the economic changes, if they wanna, you know, go with stuff like this. This is just a, you know, suggestion on top of this system here. They could just test it around. There's definitely a room for a slider here. You know, just add another like a ½ inch here with a slider, and just give those tooltips. You know, explain what it does. Different tier stages.
Revenge incoming.
If you overtax, negative events could happen. If you undertax, positive events can happen for growth. Overtaxing reduces growth, undertaxing increases growth. You know, all good, dead, good, you know, grand strategy stuff. No, it's not rocket science.
Very well, I will do as you ask.
We should try to fortify these two as fast as possible. This growth is very limited. Very limited.
True king of 8 peaks.
The Karakaiser is pretty defendable already on tier 2. The garrison is really solid, so we don't have to push tier 3 here. We need to wall up the other settlements.
Belligar Ironhammer.
Make sure we don't miss any opportunities for diplomacy, because other peoples will not, as in White War.
So,
Let's say Tilia made peace with Pirates of Tosa and you haven't noticed. Well, when you end turn, there you go, Blickrak or Gudmund have their turn. All of a sudden they invited Tilia to war against you. They said they lowered it, which, you know, is one of the good changes, but how much they lowered it and will it make sense still now? You know, it's hard to say. You know, we have to, you know, experience it to see how, you know,
Yes?
what was
greetings,
changed.
stranger.
It's a little bit crazy that the Southern Realms, the you know, factions that thrive on you know, having money and trade, you know, would not accept trades with wars, you know, like the High Elves. You know, when the High Elves got introduced, they have, you know, a little bit bias, you know, for trade agreements. You know, this bias for trade agreements should also be implemented for the Southern Realms. These are people who love money. Marienburg, Southern Realms, they should accept trade, especially with, you know, dwarves. But, you know, there's reluctancy here. You know, it's... You just have to wait 40 to 50 relations instead. It makes no sense that factions like this would not accept trade. It's like that's like High Elves. If, you know, if you're neutral to them, trade is most likely.
What?
Instead, you have to build up towards 30-40 relations, you know, to just make it 50-50. They're gonna say yes or no. Right now, it's probably between like 35 and 45. Now, of course, you can, you know, grease it a bit, but, you know, make things have a little bit more sense. You know, all this Warhammer 2 stuff that got released is, you know, still feels like a lot of these factions are just placeholder and, you know, waiting their polish. And since the Southern Realms, you know, probably on the table, but never gonna happen. Feels bad, man, because these, you know, locations could be sweet. They're not touching it. It's like the worst thing ever. Maybe, but probably never gonna happen. And because of this, we better not ever touch it. Just keep it as a, you know, clone of another faction and never really do anything about it. So I feel like if they, you know, they should still, you know, improve these factions in a way, and not just keep them as a placeholder that will never happen, and not change it because of this. Because it might happen, but it will never happen. You know what I mean?
We cannot.
I stand defiant.
There's more for Southern Realms. Fuck off.
Torchbearer. Lord of the Angrun.
I think we're gonna go deal with the Crooked Moon. We're at war with Crooked Moon, Communus Gates, and the Black Rug.
Who called? Greetings, stranger.
Not in my name.
Not in his name, because both Communus Gates and the Crooked Moon will focus us because we are the player. So we have to get rid of them unless we just, let them burn this shit while we, risk our lives to take Karakit picks unrealistically. I like to secure this area, make everybody feel safe, and then, go there.
To battle. Onward.
So just aggressive towards Crooked Moon, help the Karak Norn do shit properly. This recruitment is very limited right now. It's almost feel like I have to drop construction. Yeah, this is unrealistic. You can't even build and recruit at the same time with these changes. So you just have to pick one thing. We might upgrade one thing, two things, but recruitment is a priority. Need to get the army going and then we'll get the buildings going. This should be enough warriors. We don't want to lose another turn with wars. Maybe another warrior and then just get some rangers. Yeah, just another one. One more last warrior. We do have these guys available on rank 13. There'll be 14, 4. So this guy's a good option always. These guys are cheaper, much cheaper though. These regiments are now more expensive than ever. We do need also population for these things to keep up as well. Going this over 2 is kind of waste, so I have to use population immediately. I should be fine economically here. Who knows? Maybe in this in beta they finally fix the wood elves,
Dark times, we should stand together.
so they can sign trade agreement properly. They might not give us 600. Let's try 500. This money is very important to us, so we have to get some. This is the first test we are running Till the Flame. I decided Clan Angrund for the first one. One of the evil factions will be for the second
Welcome
one.
to my private study. Why
Private study?
gold will whet
Stop
our
it, the
palace
guild.
whilst we cannot.
400.
As you say, sir.
Maybe another 300 because we are good friends. No, we all has money. Can't.
So, greetings, stranger.
A weak order.
Who could give us money here? These guys love us the most, but they don't want to give us. They don't want to give us trade, so there's no reason to give us 300.
I refuse.
Yeah. What about
You
Kara
must before
here?
my shield bearers
Aversion negative
and on
15,
the
they distrust
oath,
dwarves. God damn, they all this upcoming to the chaos. Okay, we do have enough to recruit a couple of units.
Journeying on. Aye. Let's hear what you have to say. No.
Best thing is, if we want to go help against Crooked Moon, we have to trespass with these guys.
Lord of the Angrun. Belagar Ironhammer.
Get 3 rangers. before I just remove this. We really need more money. I want to help Karak Non, but they don't want to give us anything.
Aye.
They distrust
Let's hear what
dwarves.
you have
God
to
damn
say.
it, everybody, all the other dwarves hate the other dwarves around us. So, roughly translated, what does this distrust dwarves mean? Let me explain to you for guys who don't understand diplomacy. Diplomacy is a little bit, you know, really rough on the edges here. And it does work, but you do have to put a little bit extra effort.
The Empire.
So, for example, look at the Valmir here. He's almost, you know, he wants to be our friend. But he right now, you know, doesn't like us enough to become, you know, a pretty good friend. Not like BFF yet. So, he could be convinced if we give him some money. So, this is the reason why we can't get this trade agreement
I will
yet.
not obey.
So this means we need a little bit higher relations. Maybe another 3, 5, 8 would do it. We would definitely increase the odds. There's not a chance every time you click it. It's just, are they gonna do it? No, you're not gonna do it. So another 8 to 10 will guarantee it. In the case of these guys here, like Karak Norn,
Aye.
they have distrust dwarves. They're gonna need nearly 3 times as much, translating those relations, 3 times as much, roughly, to accept anything. 3 times, because they distrust dwarves. Having both Karak Norn and Karak Hirn, and any dwarf clan that distrusts dwarves while you're playing dwarves, you gotta put extra effort to get diplomacy. And if you decide to ignore it, while you're not really harassing their enemies or going against their enemies, it is more likely they're actually gonna do something about it and declare war on you. So you have to keep in mind in this. These traits, most of them don't work. Since the Queen of the Crown update, most of them don't work, like defense reliable. This is just nonsense, just delete from the game. But some of these traits work, like distrust dwarves, and some of them I like to think they work, or they only work half the time. Hard to say, even when you play the game for thousands of hours.
Who called?
Greetings, stranger.
I stand defiant.
Well, it's obvious that the distrust dwarves work here. Distrust dwarves work here. Because you can actually see it. Aversion minus 15.
Beards grumble, so make
And
it
there's
quick.
probably a hidden line of code somewhere that you need high relations for any treaties to be possible. Like even the regular treaties, like
So,
this case here.
Greetings, stranger.
This is, you know, a guesstimate from the experience, the amount of relations you're going to need. And there is also sometimes that focus bias, like do they like you? Do they have other interests? Are they going to declare war on you eventually? Are you going to change their minds? Are they going to change their minds? Will we change their mind next turn? There's a lot of these factors. But you can definitely see on these dwarves
Ready.
the aversion. What you don't see is that this aversion, distrust dwarves, actually makes every other treaty also require high relations to work, to actually them considering it. Like, for example, you know, these treaties here, the basic stuff.
We'll hear it before oath
Non-aggression,
goes.
trade, military access, you would need higher relations for them to accept it. It's almost like when the faction has negatives, you have to get that much more positive over the base to actually get the treaty going. But it's not always guaranteed.
True king of 8 peaks.
Do you think Axe Lord is mentoring your first lords now because you can get a short victory before getting Iron Breakers? What do you mean now? Is this thing got patient in the main game? Should probably just get Bow Blade Shield so this guy never takes damage. There's really no reason to go the Force Seeker until you get these points here. I did realize this after a while. Scouting to increase your chance of dropping items. You're wondering why you're never getting the items, you're wondering why you're never seeing those good items. Well, prioritize scouting, put it in every single army, and you'll see more items. It's no guarantee you're gonna see more talismans or preservations, armors of destiny, armors of fortune, trickster helms, swords of bloodsheds, potions of healing, all that good stuff. You just might get more those anti-air bullshit items that should just be removed from the game.
Lun's air.
Pigeon plucker pen and shit like that. Nobody even you know would even just put just for the memes. Well, we are running here, you know, since we know it's gonna be a shorter campaign. Agatama, Oxlord, you know, is looking very good, of course. If you're that meant that. After 2 days of fever and 2 days of diarrhea, I have to say I'm finally recovering. It was a short one, but annoying one for sure. Only upset stomach today. Corona, it was not Corona, it was something else. How they say they got a bug? It was definitely some kind of bug. Now there's very little people infected in Croatia but Corona, under 20 people or so, officially. It's not like Italy where there are thousands affected.
What do you want? Belligar Ironhammer.
Well, these guys,
Let's hear what you have to say.
distrust
We'll
wars.
gold.
So why should we even go help them? You know what's gonna be the fine thing? The Crooked Moon is gonna trespass through Utter Loren just to get to us. God damn, it's like...
What?
Greetings, stranger.
I'll ignore that.
I guess you could go help Karahin against the Black Venom. Probably not gonna see much of the Clan Nagrun, how much we're gonna see of, you know, other stuff's happening. You can definitely notice things immediately that the recruitment is way more expensive, twice as much. Buildings cost also a lot more money. The factions, this is, you know, supposed to be a challenge faction. It's not like one of those shit tryhard factions like Clan Rictus or Wintertooth or Court of Libaras. You know, it's still a strong faction. So it makes you wonder how those shit factions actually gonna feel now. On these proving grounds, you know. Almost makes me want to try one of them shit factions just for the shit experience.
True King.
Should probably just go attack these guys here. There's no more tax penalty here. There's actually an army in one of these two places. Yeah, we are fine here. We'll get another ranger though.
What? On my way.
This is good, this is good. Fully fighting 5. Yeah, Manul's arguably definitely could be called one of those tryhard factions, but these Dark Elves are very powerful. They can't really compare him to Wintertooth, Clan Rictus. I mean, Clan Rictus is more powerful now since they changed a lot of Skaven stuff. probably just Withered and Crooked Moon try hard levels. Even the shittiest clan of the Skaven is stronger now. See how much Skaven got buffed. Oh, hey there, friend.
Dante says anything I don't like.
Ready.
What the hell are these balance of power, man? It's like, are we not gonna fight any battles today? So hold on. They lowered the battle loot, but they kept ransom captives the same amount. Okay, that's like a big problem here. It's not like the battle was giving any money for the dwarves. Release captives is where the money is, and it's ransoming prisoners.
I'm going. Belligar.
I would like to go murder that beastman whore, but we now just entered war here. We should just go directly for this settlement instead.
You have a proposal? We are willing to hear it.
Not likely.
Okay, we got additional relations here. It's going towards 45, so it will happen now. I don't think it happened here. The beastman could attack one of our settlements. This is very unpredictable. It's possible they're just passing through. They already have a lot of enemies. Highly unlikely one of our enemies will invite them, but it's possible, because they have already so many wars.
I stand defiant. Leaving. You have my hammer. On to vengeance. Zulrika.
I think this was everything from the Black Venom. Oh, they actually have an army somewhere else. Might have went against the vampires.
True king of it.
I'm eliminating Greenskin Scum, Archmagnons. You know, it's like it's the dwarf thing to do, clear out the trash. Need money, we can move this. We'll get regiments of renown as we make more money. Raiding should be a way higher penalty on the public order, really. 3 is looking really bad now without the negative public order from difficulty. Our Guildmaster is always good, with more money.
Revenge incarnate.
Defense. Scouting is up. Rune of Rad and Ruin next. This is also available skill. Calibration. Defense. We have a Tain. We have a Super Tain. We have Master Engineer and Runesmith. They're all ethereal wraiths. They're basically banshee dwarves. Some of the strongest heroes in the game. Unless they have some nice magic attacks, these guys are next to unkillable. A little nightmare for the greenskins to deal with.
Yes.
I'm feeling this unit might take too much damage here. I can't be risking losing any units at the moment. It could be just fine, or it could be those goblins get 60 kills each and kill my dwarf warrior here. But it's science, you know, it's like we should be doing more science this campaign. I want to see if this unit actually dies for the future. 57. It's all good, as expected. The goblins all got too many kills. How the fuck the enemy short-range archers get that many kills when the rangers will rout them before they inflict a single casualty? let's get rid of this faction now. We might just go around, or we might have went against those other guys.
Are we from another holder?
There should be a trade available between these factions. Where are they gonna fix the trade stuff? Never. There should be definitely bend the rules regarding capital connections.
Greetings, stranger.
Indeed. Yes?
Greetings, stranger.
No, sir.
Still has to wait a turn or two. Looks like Ruminus Gits are probably just gonna be line now here. Here. Esrolt, yeah, much better.
Lord of the Angra.
Tactician gives ammunition and missile damage to quarterless stunners and rangers, very powerful dwarf units. This is one of the best skills they have. Tactician and Thunderer. And you have the Grimnir Heirs, the Holy Trifecta here. If you think you have issues, you're gonna have issues in a dwarf campaign or struggle. Axe Lord is pretty good. It doesn't matter if you just take this just for to have easy early game. You could have 4 battle skills, even 5 battle skills on the Dwarf Lord, because the campaign skills pretty weak on the dwarves, and the character skills are just overkill flavor. So it's all about the red skills on dwarves. If you really can live without that lightning strike, you know, you get the lightning strike, but you're gonna have to waste 6 skill points to get it. The campaign skills of dwarves are really bad. Only the white dwarf has good ones. You get a bit of everything, rule set. Bit of everything.
Iron Hammer.
What the?
Who called?
Okay, we have 40 now. It will increase the odds of the trade agreement, but it still might take another 4.
No. No!
No, no. Who likes us the most here? Golden Order.
Oh my god!
It is.
Have you
Hail,
seen that
mountain
shit?
lords. May your
Holy
horde
shit.
increase.
What the hell?
May your horde increase. Yes, Pinocchio. Thank you for the months.
Welcome to my private study. Wine of palest gold will wet our palates whilst we speak.
Damn, I really want some wine, that wine of palest gold.
I trust our dealings will bear fruit, friend. Friendship is more valuable than gold, or so they tell me.
It's probably what the poor people say.
Welcome to my private study. Wine of palest gold will wet our palates whilst... Welcome, brothers in metal. True king of HP.
Pretty much, Pinocchio, pretty much.
Our ancestors would be proud.
Their army might be somewhere here.
Lun's heir.
We're not allied with these guys, there's no replenishment here, so we're just going randomly. It's not like you really have to go for it.
Honor to your ancestors. I agree.
Oh, they agree.
So, dwarves, I hope we can stop.
Never!
Those seeking my counsel usually dark are the times.
I better not see her invited to war against us by some goblins.
Deliver your message.
I don't agree.
I am Vlad.
I am bad! Poor Vlad should be just moved to the Desolation of Nagash. Beastmen are still in the vaults. Okay, Black Venom is gone.
Dowie from another hold arrived.
These guys have no enemies now. We need to invite them to war so they don't declare war on us. Oh, they probably have a target already. Or us in this case.
No.
The one was a little bit higher. What is a proving grounds beta? It's like a... I don't know what we recall. It's just an experiment.
True king.
It's an experiment.
I'm gone. My axe thirsts for war.
Why I'll not be surprised if they declare war on us there. It's the CA has released some update for that they want to experiment with the game. It's a beta thing. I suggest you go watch the video. We went over the over it in a video.
Revenge incarnate.
But all those beastmen are moving anyways.
Belagar Ironhelmet.
Almost like they're pinned in this place here.
Moving out.
Merigliano is under attack. Looks like by the Skaven. Maybe even
You have a
Sartosa.
proposal? We are willing to hear
Say,
it.
actually Sartosa. Sartosa.
What? You have a proposal?
This is
We
actually
are willing to
lowering
hear
now.
it.
No.
Guess we could always join a war there, but we don't above those guys. I did lower the value of resources by half. So we got better reload times for the Grangers, more ammo, now more damage. Motherfucker! The Crooked Moon trespassed through the Wood Elf forest to get here. Ignored Karak Norn completely, which are the closest enemy. Right next to their settlement.
Lord of the Angron.
Nice player focus here.
It is time.
What the fuck are you guys doing, man? What the fuck are the elves doing? Letting goblins trespass?
What?
So, this is Crooked Moon here, this is the enemies here. And they send an army through Atel fucking Loren, and somehow they managed to get Liv to get to this point. If I would send army through Atel Loren as the Crooked Moon, it would be like a 80% chance they instantly declare war on me and kill me every turn I spend there.
True king of 8 peaks. Lund's heir.
Wish we had him closer.
By my hammer it will be done.
Goddamn, this is just out of range, huh?
Setting forth. Stop pushing it.
Oh shit, this is just out of range.
Ready.
Out of range. Oh well, it's what? It's oh, we just upgraded it as well. Thought for a second we might be the other one that got upgraded. We gotta ignore finish them off now.
Revenge incarnate.
Get more missile damage here. We'll get missile damage and then we're gonna get range. Fucking hell, man! They even marched the other direction. Well played, scumbags! Well played!
Belagar. It shall be done.
And this is why you have to deal with Crooked Moon.
On to vengeance.
I guess we're getting those rebellions
Do as you ask.
here anyways.
King vengeance.
So here they have to move a little bit further. So what's the plan here? They removed their hero from the army, blocked us so we can go adjacent to them. We only lose about 10% movement here. So they want to still take the settlement here, which might still be win a turn, so they can also just move away so we don't catch them, because they have to waste a bit of movement through the mountains here. So they have a hero outside the army, which blocks their movement currently by staying there, and they can still use block army during their turn to block the hero while they're taking this city here. Who the fuck is playing this faction? Skynet? That's that player focus, which is very toxic if you don't have walls. That is fine. We didn't have anything else to do. We have to fight the Crooked Moon anyways. Getting Belagar high rank is a way to trivialize this campaign in the first place.
To battle, you have my hammer.
You see this? That fucking hero in front of him.
Lord of the Angren. I'm gone. Our ancestors would be proud.
We should just get these technologies here to make diplomacy of the Empire easier. Well, this is pretty much Clan Angren stuff that can happen, Wobbs. What do you think? This is over or something? This is just, you know, stuff that happens in half the campaigns.
What? By my hammer it will be done.
So not only they got extra units, they got extra garrison, and they got additional load on top of everything.
Belagar Ironhammer.
With 3 artillery units as well. Well, that was like a 6-turn setback there. This is not a regular campaign, Wobbs. This campaign will probably not even seek arcade peaks. We're just doing like 70 turns to see what happens. you know, read the campaign commands.
Yes, Thane!
33 speed there. I have a half a mind just to deploy the rangers here, run close, shoot the try to shoot the artillery, and then run away.
War of vengeance!
For a late game dwarf army, better take hammers or iron breakers. I am sorry, but I can't take that question seriously.
Belaga Ironhammer! Kazukan Kazukita!
Just go gangbang that war boss.
Dwarf warriors! I keep my oaths!
I think I'm gonna still put a unit of rangers here. They have a tactical advantage. 3 rock lobbers will cause too much damage.
If you insist. Understood! Runesmith!
They don't not move towards us. I guess we could just tank the artillery shots.
We are relentless!
Am I doing a 600 campaign? Probably never. I think we need to make some kind of meme campaign where donations increase the length of the campaign. See how long we go with that campaign. That's the only way you're gonna get that long campaign. The only way. Maybe play like a Chaos campaign, Warriors of Chaos, and donations increase the length of the campaign. How much will we destroy? That's actually not a bad idea. What do you guys think about that? Whack-a-mole campaign, but at least I'm getting money for it. Nice, the Belaga got a glue to him.
True king of air beings! Going now!
$1 per turn? I don't think so. I don't think so. We probably put a like a 50 turn, early game campaign, 70 turns, and after turn 70 we have to figure out you know, what would be the realistic one. Because there's at least a dozen people that could troll hard here. And it's chaos, you know, so it has to be properly adjusted. $1 per turn, fuck them. I wouldn't even play a chaos campaign for $300. You've paid me right now. Crazy. If you offer me like $500 right now, I wouldn't probably play a chaos campaign. I wouldn't do it. But if you make it a little bit interesting, early game and can expire at any turn, depending on donations to extend the campaign, at least to see how far it goes. At least it will be interesting.
Very well! Dwarf warriors!
Single campaign where you can't leave Chaos Waste in the nations reach a certain goal. Okay, don't go there. Don't go there. That's like troll. No.
Righto!
Shit Wizard will probably come. You know, I give you this much money just to stop playing this campaign. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Would definitely have to put some thought into adjusting it, but we could try something like this. The Bumblum, you know, they could definitely be a 600 turn campaign, but it should definitely make me $600 plus Reacher. I don't think we're ever gonna see a 600 turn campaign, you know. But at least, you know, if there is a possibility to make it happen, you know, could at least make it interesting. So it's not just about money. Because if it's just about money, I can make donation goals, you know, with most absurd shit that we never do, and you know, people will donate. They always do. So if I really want money, making it interesting to extend the campaign length like that has to be a faction which has a whack-a-mole setting, like Chaos. So you don't feel bad about whack-a-moling factions non-stop because you're getting paid for it extra. Should just put the tanks at the flanks. Runes in the center with Belagar. This one will go behind unless these guys change their minds. I don't really see these guys here. I don't think would have actually engaged otherwise. This is a thing a ranger can do. Sneak on the enemy. Make sure don't enable fire at will so you get the best range possible.
Just bleed for the clan!
I know actually a workaround, you know, for the AFK, you know. It's like if I like don't do a battle in those 5 turns, additional turns they got donated for, I have to do another 5 turns. There's a workaround for AFK. So if you're gonna AFK, we're gonna AFK twice as much. To make, you know, things even more crazier as the campaign goes on. Because AFK for that campaign would actually be a good thing. There has to be some workaround so the I don't abuse the AFK, you know, to get more money. So if I don't do a battle in that time, would have to do another that many turns. That could be the workaround.
The clans unite! Pick your targets well! Will do! True king!
Oh my god. Have you seen that shit? Holy shit. What the hell?
I guess we have to do it with the Chaos. Chaos or the Beastmen or any other Horde factions. Doesn't make sense to do this with any other faction, really.
Take them down!
I mean, people definitely pay to see chaos, because, you know, we don't really play chaos anymore. I guess we could make a poll and let the people decide which faction for this campaign.
Belagar Ironhammer! Our fire undimmed! Strike out! Take them down! Shoot the Wazzocks!
Crooked Moon, obviously, I wouldn't play Crooked Moon even for a certain amount of money right now. It's like, I think I'm not even 100% right now. I feel like if I play Crooked Moon right now, I really might get cancer and die in a couple of months. So, nah, I'm staying away from Crooked Moon. Thank you very much.
Pick your targets well! Strike out! Kill them! Dwarf warriors!
So this is pretty much the only advantage the Rangers have over the Quarrels, because you can do stuff like this until you get better options.
Kill them all in Beard's reach!
You know, man,
Range far!
you should have somebody to request Rogue. I'll be more than happy to play it for you. But it might look very similar to the last Rogue campaign. Just saying.
Kill the old splitters! Put those dwarven legs! True king of air thieves! I suppose! For the High King! Charge!
Just not paying attention to those Skulkers at all.
Nothing can stop us! Aye! Shoot the Wazzocks!
This Lobras did so much damage here. We totally counted those guys before they routed that rover unit. This unit is exactly dead. If one more survived, they would have lived. So they're just dead. It's unfortunate.
I have Rondos! Move now! Hold those dwarven legs! Take your targets well! Dwarf warriors!
It's a shame. This is there was definitely a war set here, and we got punished for it. We lost in Dwarf warriors. We don't have barracks, and the recruitment cost double, so this is actually also a minor setback for the army. But as Belagar gets strength, to get regiments renowned anyways, so we just have to get it there. Those rock Lobras did quite a bit of damage. Well, this is still bugged down. Because we fought this guy and not this one's here for the purpose of this thing here. And we got 237 captains from these guys, not from these guys, obviously, so adjusted.
Stop pushing it. Lord of the Anglers.
Worst thing is we have to fight them again here. Should go a little bit more aggressive this time. Those guys, like, they just routed like nothing happened there.
Belagar Ironhammer.
Most of our rangers are in pretty good condition. I wonder what will happen here in Out Resolve. I feel like 2 units dead, which makes it even worse. This Out Resolve looks pretty bad. It's like, this is like, I wouldn't even worth considering ever in a regular scenario, even for a yellow bout like this. I don't need to science this because this is just, you know, stupid to even consider in any scenario. The heroes are immortal, so they come back.
Zulrika! Dal!
What was that last dwarf campaign? I forgot. Was the last dwarf campaign the one we played with the serious restrictions? Oh shit, was it the one that got corrupted? Goddamn, so many dwarves campaign got corrupted. I can't keep even track how many. The Torgrim? No, it's not the Booker made. No, that was mine doing. Booker was the Order of Lord Masters. It was the Karaskara with special rules, yeah. Only Iron Fist was before that.
Armed and ready!
Those rangers actually easily get into contact here.
I keep my
Just make sure that the characters get engaged fast,
I approve!
especially ghosts.
Kill Urks!
Speaking of corruptions, who knows? Maybe they fixed the issue with here, but you know, I don't know how they would have fixed it. You know, they have to probably make a whole new system. So I'm still hoping they make a new new like save format, so these things can happen.
Kazukan Kazukita! Understood! Vengeance! For mountain and home! Plow through! Rage far, rage fast! Get moving! It is a reckoning! Go! Without delay! Go! Kill the oath splitters! Take them down! Yes!
Pretty good chance some of the dwarf forces get killed here.
Warriors!
Did you play the song at least, Amir? I got Coco today as well.
Ancestor
Coco makes the days better.
Rage fast! Axes out!
You should at least play the music.
For the Karazangar! Let us bleed for the clan! Ready to
Get rid of those
serve!
bastards there fast.
Warriors! For the High King! Righto! Dwarf warriors! Ready! Yes, Lord! Let the vengeance
Got it.
begin! Get there! Take them
Artillery
down!
crew has some balls of steel.
Let the vengeance begin! Who's of smiting upon
You did. Good job, good job.
Ready! Killers! Rock out!
How's the guy still alive? Come on.
Fame! War of vengeance! Very well! War of vengeance! Almost dwarf on legs! bees! Get him! Move! Aye! Pick your targets well! Yes, Thane! They have wronged us!
I'm getting terrified.
Together, lads!
Okay, we got back the points. Might as well keep rebuilding here. We could also just go around and destroy the that Crooked Moon settlement. Wilderness Gates probably is the second one we have to face.
Nice go!
What the hell? No, we mentioned crashing, boys. We mentioned the corruption bug. Did it happen? Was that the autosave? Was the crash during the autosave or the occupy? I mean, the autosave happens when you click the options. Let me check the save folder. Still be there. And the save is still here. Look at this, not even grayed out. Fucking hell, man. Fix the fucking game before we can even test it. Look at this, not even grayed out. This, what the fuck? You're not supposed to click that button if there are no saves. Oh, grayed out now. Corrupted. That's a nice way to start a day, boys. Oh, fucking hell. We're gonna get a coffee. Okay, I'm here. Recheck the files, huh? Yeah, it's like, must be the files. Must be the files.
We have added a new feature to experimental mode which will auto-corrupt your save if you start talking smack. This may or may not make it into the main game Peepo Pants.
I'm getting a headache all of a sudden. I have this noise in the background. You have to sacrifice a chicken every full moon, otherwise, you know, you lose campaigns to corruption. Well, did you see anything else regarding this shit? This is so irritating, man. I hate this shit. It's like it doesn't happen to everybody, but it's so bad when it happens to the people. Okay, so possible save game corruption mode found. Having your Empire Total War campaign ruin corrupted saves. What do we have here? Empire Total War. God damn it, man! It was happening in Empire Total War, not even with the Empire. Total War Warhammer Corrupt Legendary Autosave. It happened in Warhammer 1. Never happened to me in Warhammer 1. My PC crashed when the AI attacked. Now my autosave is corrupt. It doesn't show up in the load campaign menu. Now let's see that it's casual corruption. Was that a CA Grace comment? They commented something about it. How do you even look for the when you look at a person messages and then you see all their history? Grace CA. I guess you don't find their posts. They go Adharam. Where was that post when they were mentioning save corruption? Does no anyone knows about that post? They were mentioning save corruption.
Oh my god. Have you seen that shit? Holy shit. What the hell?
We'll give them more save games for the save corruption bug. But it's caused by a crash. It's not the save. The save is gone. Totally. So far, we've only seen corrupted files from people who use mods, which means the mods could be the problem. I used it SF42 yesterday. It infested my game. Pepelov. Oh shit, I watched it. I didn't use it. God damn it. Oh my god. Not like this. I don't think I have any mods installed at all. You don't think that it's the mod installed is that the thing they released? You see, there are no mods installed. Or does that mean we have to remove all this shit as well? Nothing is active here. This thing is not causing the corruption. This is corruption is caused by crash in the save format. I have no mods installed. These mods are not activated. Now that I wonder if did we ever had a, I mean the clan mod. There was a time I didn't have anything in this list, so yeah, there were definitely save corruptions without anything on this list. It's definitely the core game. Well, a status update is neat, and while I understand that bug fixing is not the easiest matter, the timeline within the next fix is a bit disheartening in respect to the save game corruption issue which is plaguing many people. That was 2 months ago, and they haven't mentioned a word about the save corruption issue. It's been happening since Warhammer 2 got released. It's just rare. They need to change the save format. Booker says I've had more corrupted saves in 3K than Warhammer 2. How does it happen in 3K? Just is it the same like in Warhammer 2? They need to change their save format. They have a shitty save format. It's the save format, I think, it's the issue. Because what happens to the old save when the corruption happens, and when the new save is getting created? At 2 campaigns get a corrupted save bug and are unplayable now. Hope it soon. The save file corruption desk bug is eventually snagging every campaign I start between turns 40 and 80 or so. I feel like I might as well just stop playing until it's fixed. It's definitely been happening more often in the last couple of months. Gotta be mods. Arguably, the save game corruption bug is more important of the two. If you save every turn, does the bug corrupt all your saves or just the last one? I don't want to back up the saves, man. It's just stupid. It's a broken game if you have to back up the saves. Brain Missing says I have 2.3k hours played in Warhammer 2 and no corrupt saves so far, just like guess. Are you playing all those hours on Legendary? Because it's an issue that is has a much higher chance to happen legendary because of all the saving that happens in between, and you're actually relying on those saves to work when the game crashes. Okay, let's see history on Reddit with the save corruption. It's not even that many posts. I do see them regularly, but with different titles. There's also the various factor here as well. You know, what other programs have in background. You know, streaming, for example, hardware. This all can be, you know, taken into account. I'm sorry, but the game is unplayable right now. Hope the patch for the save corruption bug arrives soon. I just get a save corruption bug almost every campaign. Lost 3 campaigns so far. It happens at different turns, usually after exiting a battle. You see, that's just what happened to us. We just exit the battle, occupy the city, and it's gone. It was like, was this like number 8 in how many hours? 4,342 hours. My brother said it only happened 3 times to him. He has like 300 hours. What were we here? After exiting a battle, happened on my VC Beast and Mouse campaigns. Game is amazing as always, but the save bug just makes it unplayable right now. I know the bug has been reported and the patch is coming, but I just want to vent. Because I had so much fun with all the 3 campaigns and they were cut short. I honestly would suggest people to not play until the patch releases, because you might just waste your time if you get the bug. Well, it's guys pointless you telling me you don't get any, cause you know it's obviously that some people are getting it, and it's ruining their experiences and causing hair to fall and headaches. And why the fuck is it always happening with the dwarves and the Empire? What mods you are using? I have the same issue. Maybe if we compare a list of mods, we can figure out what can be causing this. Okay, here we go. The general consensus seems to be it's the game itself, not mods. That might be the community consensus, but there are serious reasons to doubt it. Specifically, unless something has changed in the last 24 hours, no one has been able to produce a vanilla save with a saving corruption bug, despite CA actively looking for requesting them. It may well be something about a game that was changed in the newest patch interacting with the mods in a way that causes save corruption. There are literally 0 verified cases of it happening without any at all. Better just purge everything, right? You know, just to be safe. Mods dead. Delete everything. Uninstall the game, delete all the fucking folders, And it will not happen, right? It'll gonna have the same experience like I should there. Never corrupted. Mods died today, boys. Never again. Just fucking delete all this shit. Oh, look at this. It just froze. Must be the mods. It's not a vanilla game. Fucking hell, man. Look at this. Can't even remove it. Oh my god. I'll just keep reading. Maybe it just stops spinning. This is invocation of a hay crash all over again. This is invocation of a hay crash all over again. It's not happening. You don't need to fix it. People are just going crazy. You sure you're not hallucinating things? Not sure you don't have a Alt F4 poltergeist in your house? Might get an exorcist first. Get a priest. Then go bother CA. They're too busy working on Three Kingdoms. I mean, the next update for the Warhammer 2. Fucking hell. Getting a really bad headache. The only people bitching about corrupted files are using mods. Vanilla isn't corrupting saves. What fixed it for me was turning Shadow down and unchecking the unlimited video memory option. But it's crashing after the battle, man. What does it have to do with the battle? People probably play 10 hours of the game, AFK for 100, and they're Total War veterans. What the fuck is this shit, man? Are you fucking serious? I just deleted them all and they're back. This seems bugged. You have to do it here. I did. Don't mention corruption at these times. These are dark times. What the fuck is this shit? It's the mods, guys, right? Gotta be the mods. And we're not gonna have another save corruption ever again. That download is not even taking 4% of my internet. Fucking hell. I got rid of it. This is the first time I have issues with this launcher in the workshop and shit. I swear I'm not installing mods ever again. Let's go check the game files. Just delete everything, man. Just delete everything. My crash report folder was 500 megabytes. Yeah, it's definitely the mods, right? It's not a game. Just 500 megabytes in my crash report folder, full of trash. Hmm. Yeah, delete all of it. Should be all fine now. Okay, thank God, thank God. Please note that mods may be unstable and crash your game, especially when multiple mods are enabled together. You've been warned, boys. You've been warned.
I fight for the greater good.
Oh man.
Lord of the Angrund.
Fuck it, I'm not gonna play dwarves again now. I don't think I can handle another save corruption. Stay away from dwarves in the Empire. They've been pretty much all the corruptions we had, except that Clan Mor's campaign was actually weird. It was crushing Red Battle with Ungry Minor Fist. And eventually just caused the corruption.
Henry has only one king.
Soon, soon.
Ready to cast up!
No one controls Warlord Creek.
Commander of the Blessed Dread.
What's going on with the FPS in the game? It's much laggier than it usually is.
We must preserve this world.
Kinda wanted to do this with Guild. But we said one of the evil factions. Evil factions. You have the Busted Skaven. You have the Vampire Coast. The guys are somewhat evil, 50-50. We have here the Handicapped. This Vampire counts. Beastmen and the Chaos. I actually have a Von Karsten campaign soon, and I don't think I want to see it with this.
Let us make doom.
This guy is probably a nightmare to play right now.
I am Slaanesh' scion.
Turn off the beta? No. No, it's still here. We haven't seen shit. We started playing and the game went poof. I really want to play Chaos, and I really don't want to play Chaos.
My challenge? Undeniable.
His challenge undeniable. Wolfric is pretty cool, but those traits they get is just gonna give me brain damage. I've been I used to just play Chaos, you know. I played quite a bit of Chaos campaigns to me. It's like now we can't even have that anymore. It's totally different than the regular campaigns, you know. It's nice for replay value. You know, you play Chaos, you start craving the other factions. Then you play other factions, you crave the Horde factions. But no, they just had to ruin it. Just had to ruin it.
Shut up, demon!
Just had like 70 turns with this guy. Just had the 70 turns with this guy, so we haven't really played a campaign with him. In the latest content, we had 70 turns. We actually finished the Clanation campaign because it had a reasonable victory condition in the beginning. This one, the Bretonnian one was a joke. And this one we seen just have 70 turns. The last Lothar campaign, check it out, Mukanish.
Our fun will be mine. Gorg's fist.
I don't know why it's getting harder and harder for me to start a campaign. Unless it's like some kind of milestone or request, it's getting harder and harder to start campaigns for Warhammer 2. Especially after that shit earlier.
I am true power.
Research plus 20%. Get that strap-on 20 turns earlier.
Dark magic is mine to command.
Bok, bok, bok.
Saltik Takuta Lua!
Clan Mors triumphant, yes, yes.
I wield the maelstrom.
Let's go have some fun with Count Noctilus.
Count Noctilus, your magnificence is surpassed.
I mean, I'm laying full campaign. I don't want to hear that shit. We're just doing some early game here.
Count Noctilus reigns.
We didn't play the Count Noctilus in Mortal Empires. We just played in Outer Vortex. They really need to change these victory conditions. They need to make sure the pirate coves count towards the victory condition for the victory settlements. They totally missed the boat there.
Certainly not.
Burn the coastlines. Go, Reaver. Ready the Reaver. Death begets death.
Oh, the Necrofex Colossus. They're definitely gonna lower my blood pressure.
Count Noctilus.
This is why we tolerate their bullshit prices, boys. This shit in front of you.
Always cruel.
I smell fear. Show us.
What do they even have here? Have a ranged unit there? Thing can fire while moving. Only a fire on a different unit though. Oh god. Oh god, I'm thinking I'm gonna have a stroke. I forgot. Oh shit. Maybe it's fixed.
Let it begin.
We need another one. We need another one.
I will move. Harnessing the gills. Deathly swift. Tony wins. Others, let's charge. Ready.
God tier stats. The Elven Lords. Biggest bullshit on rank 1. Only Tomb Kings get close. 72 defense plus 20% base, 84 defense, rank 1 lord. Totally tested. Noctilus have a combination of Lord of the Vampires and Lord of Shadows. The unit has 60 base defense, additional 12 from martial prowess, additional 20% from difficulty. So it has 84 defense, which you just don't see because you don't see the invisible buffs. Usually get it close to us while we shoot him, we don't care about any of the zombies. This guy's all expandable.
Swift as death wings! Everything dies!
Our resolve falters!
Halt, Noctilus! Mortals quail! Halt, Noctilus!
We lose one expendable unit, it's a close victory. So some of those range animations are broken on the Necrophix Colossus.
Some souls are worth more alive. Go, Reaver! Count Noctilus reigns. Skim the waves.
So what do we got here? 10 growth. Holy fuck, this is gonna take a million years to get a tier 5. No, this is one of those oversights. Single and 2 region provinces. Various factions not having access to better growth. Because the Maelstrom, you know, it needs to grow. It needs to get population. Because, you know, you need to attract settlers here and people to, you know, make the shit going. Then again, you're putting all the growth and population into the one building, so it should be okay.
A lethal blow.
Master.
Count Noctilus reigns.
And he has the bonus objectives in here anyway. Still knowledge, just bells, or 3 factions, settlements.
My powers devour all.
It makes it easier. He just starts doing this immediately. And the public order with the vampires is gonna be a joke now. You get a little bit corruption going and it's gonna be a joke. This doesn't even feel right for playing some conveniently modded game. Aid McMaggot. He's intelligent. He does looks like a intelligent gentleman.
Oh my god. Have you seen that shit?
But
Holy
why does
shit.
why is he here? A gunnery white. It's not a vampire fleet admiral. Vampire fleet captain. Why is he there? Because
Be thankful that the
guess the
Asura
guys
are
are
a
enemies.
civilized race.
Shots beat swords. Set sail.
This one is pretty nice for upgrading. Did they increase the price on the shipbuilding as well? They forgot. I would have mattered anyways. The carpenter. You just always use the carpenter for shipbuilding anyway, so it's dirt cheap always compared to the you know, counterpart stuff. Archmagins, I did play, you know, a couple of these Vampire Coast campaigns, and I know what I'm doing. Well, economy is far worse than anything in the beginning with this faction. So getting all those upkeep productions and good shit unlocked, so you can do shit. You know, ship's carpenter is totally a reasonable option. But yeah, officers are pretty strong. This whole left side is very strong.
Flotilla of the dark.
Well, we don't even see it really. I do look like they forgot about this faction when they were checking stuff.
Fear.
I mean, look at Noctilus, 275 upkeep. What the? Necrofex is only 428. Don't tell me Necrofex 375 as well. 475, highest cheap Necrofex.
Undead despoil.
10% cheaper. Why the fuck is Noctilus only 275? We can only see the regiments renown.
A lethal blow.
I just prefer unlocking the ship carpenter, so it's we just push high level boat fast.
Oh my god. Have you seen that shit? Holy shit. What the hell?
Ready the lever.
The Horg Road is pretty high for this faction. You get it on the core building, and you get it on a you also get it on a building here. $4,000. Take poison. 3,000. The carbon does seem more relevant after the tier 3. There's also about the upkeep productions and the other good stuff. It's more about money actually than anything else. More about money.
Grow strongest at sea.
Let's see. 4,000 gold to recruit this one. One sec.
I feel the maelstrom.
Well, I'm pretty sure Archmagnus you receive when we're playing Luther Harkon. I did the same thing. I always go for the ship carpenter and the artist first. Just what I prefer. Ship carpenter is all about saving money. We need mortars. We need mortars. 3 population here.
The galleon's graveyard calls for more death.
Mortars is That's what you want to get here. $7K. We just slowly travel to the other side while we're getting growth as well. These guys might not have anything here. We're not even at war with them.
Burn the coastlines.
I think getting a tier 3 here is fine before getting this. This does double it. So actually triples it. Actually triples it. This is capacity, this is the growth.
The ocean empowers me.
We do need the growth here as well. We can also get mortars here too, of course. But you want getting on a shipbuilding admiral because it grants you the ability. It grants you the abilities here. No reason really not to put it in the army.
As my power ascends,
This is 10 turns.
Count Noctilus reigns.
There is something here.
The
Okay,
dark
good to know.
cometh, catching wind. Darkness comes.
We want to be attacking anything before we get mortars anyways.